Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Y Gaming, back again with some more Survive the Nights. Now, I know tonight I'm a little bit late, but there's a good reason. It is 1.9, the experimental patch notes. This is a good one. I'm excited. This update is awesome. You lot are going to absolutely love it. Now, if you haven't checked out the experimental build already, it is up. It went up late yesterday. I can't remember what time exactly. I'm pretty sure it was in the evening, but it went up yesterday. So head over to Survive the Nights, check it out, jump in, have a little bit of fun, see what you can do, have some fun with it, and if there's any bugs at all, make sure you report it to the team, and this will get the update over to Stable Branch a little bit faster. The more people that are playing and testing it, the faster it will come over to Stable for everybody else. Now, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, because we do Survive the Nights here every Monday with all sorts of funky stuff, and we also stream it occasionally too. With that being said, let's jump in and go over these patch notes. There's a lot to get through. I'm going to show you in the background some of the main things, and we're going to go over them here and a few of the little nitty-gritty bits. But then when it releases to full and there's another load of patch notes, I think we'll go over that in full. So today is just a brief overview of a few of the main points here. Let's get stuck in. So there's a lot of niggly bits that you won't notice at first, but one of the first things you'll probably notice when you jump into the game is the HUD, how it's all changed. There's a lot that's new there. We don't have the bar along the bottom anymore. What we have is the icons on the left hand side with new icons and now bars instead of just numbers, which is really cool. It's nice, it's smart, it's something very different, something that we haven't seen before in this game, which I like. I think the old hotbar was a little bit run down, a little bit old and dated, so this new UI feels very fresh. There's a lot to it, especially when it comes to the weapons and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty good, it's pretty exciting, and hopefully they expand on that a little bit. The only thing I don't like about it is I think it's very small. It would be good if it opened up a little bit. I do struggle to see it sometimes. I'm a bit blind and old, you see, that's what it is. Alongside that though, when you sort of lose health or you're dehydrated, on the experimental branch I couldn't get it to work. I think it's a bug there, but it will show up when you're hydrated or something like that with the G key. So then you press that, and then I'm assuming that will take you to the menu, or next time you open the menu it will highlight those things you need. And then also through the menu you will, the UI there has changed a little bit on the left hand page, where it shows you your health and all that kind of stuff, where in there as well you can search for things that will either up your health, up your food and that kind of stuff, which is very cool, and I think that's very helpful for the newer players. Speaking of newer players, they have increased the threshold for the guide completion spawn point to get the relevant players back to the spawn camps when they don't know how to play the game. That confused me a little bit. I'm not too sure if that means that they've extended the sort of little guide that they have at the start. I know it's extended a lot since I first started playing. I think it was something like 4 or 5 pages. Now it's 13, I think. But I'm pretty sure there's a couple of new little bits on there recently anyway, so that's quite cool, especially for the newer guys. It's going to help them get in a little bit more and, you know, go through those harder steps towards the start of the game, because once you start to get a load of weapons it does become pretty easy, but for those newer players it's going to be quite difficult. I think this update, the 1.9 quality of life update, is definitely going to be something that will bring in a few new players, and I'm excited about that. It's going to be good. Now, to make things a little bit harder, there are a few little changes to health, which is now, instead of a low of instead of a low of 10, sorry, overall health now has a low of -5. So I'm assuming that you're just going to die instantly if your overall health goes too low. But it's quite cool. It is very cool. And as your health progresses as well, decreases, sorry, your damage effects get more intense as your health gets lower. So when you get hit or things like that, it hits harder as your damage is, as your health, sorry, is a lot lower, which is really quite cool. I like that. I like that a lot. One thing that I am quite happy with is there's been a few things disabled that are no longer in game because they're bloody pointless. And that is the water bottle drops. So I like that a lot. It's good. Nobody ever keeps them because you can't use them. I don't know if they've removed the purification tablets, because I know, well, for me personally, I've not once used a purification tablet. I know a lot of people as well that don't use them, because the fires are out there, they're everywhere, and they're just something that's really good and useful. And now they're moving on as well with a few more of I'm going back now to the bar. Very sorry, I've just ran over on some random bits here, but they're going back to the hot bar and stamina. That's changed as well because you don't run out of stamina anymore. It does go down, but well, it doesn't go down. It's very strange. I mean, you could probably pick it up on the video here, but it's a bit weird how it works now. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know whether they're removing stamina altogether or whether they've sort of taking it out just whilst they do a few bits to it. I don't know. We'll find out at some point, right? But shadows and fires are now better. You can place campfires on inclines easier, and name tags disable when players die. Name tags now move down when the player is in a vehicle, and players are now placed at the step out position of said vehicle if they die to prevent a ragdoll conflict within the vehicle. Also, something that's very cool is your backpack now actually falls off your back and you die. You ragdoll to the floor and your backpack falls to the floor, which I quite like. Inventory, there is quite a few changes to that with the help tabs and just the overall layout of the inventory has been improved, which I'm not going to go for it because there's quite a lot on there, but the overall layout has been improved, and something that every single person that has played the game for a long time is going to love, and everybody has wanted for a long time, is when you die, your weapons are now placed inside your backpack, which is absolutely amazing. So damn cool. And this, the best part of this entire update, stack sizes have been increased. So for normal items, the stack size has now gone from 10 to 50. For nails and screws, it has now gone to 500 from 75. But that's not the best part. The best part is that any that are used are taken from part boxes before using any new boxes. Ammo is the same. But it gets better. Any resources that are part of a stack will instantly go into a part stack before anything else, which is amazing. So now you've got these bigger stacks and everything goes into part stacks to form one stack, instead of just having loads of sort of ones of nails or sixes or screws or whatever it be. It's one of the things I find really infuriating. You do up a load of bases and then you just have twos of nails, or ones of screws. That has now gone. That has changed completely, and everything now stacks, which is so much better. It's going to look better. It's not going to clutter up your inventory as much, which I'm all about, man. I love that. I absolutely love that. Ooh. I cannot wait. It's amazing. Another great thing that they've added, which everybody was buzzing for, I've covered it in one of the dev blogs, and that is pretty damn simple. You can now continue to place fortifications without going back into your inventory. So as soon as you run in and drop one item down, that item will continue. So you could do a whole load of that one item before moving on to the next, and then do a whole load of that item before moving on to the next, etc., etc. But it does not let you do multiple or separate items at once. Once you've done, say, your stack of 5 spike traps, it will take you back to the inventory, and then you move on to your next, say, reinforced spike traps or whatever it may be. which I really like. I like that a lot. It makes things so much easier, so much quicker, and just mainly for fortifying, it gets it done quicker. Now, moving on to fortified structures, locks no longer need to be snapped shut for a structure to qualify as fortified. What happens now is, as you've seen already, you walk up to the door and you press whatever your keybind is to open said door. So the door will swing open, or your locks will swing open, and then as you close the door, the same thing happens in reverse. It will close and your locks will automatically shut, which is so much better than going through, especially when you're in a rush with a load of zombies after you. You don't have to press 1, 2, 3, 4 open. It is now all done in one movement, which is absolutely amazing. Now, a fully fortified flag to stop zombies spawning in structures is now more lenient. So I'm assuming that means you don't have to do as much to fully fortify a structure. But if you don't know how to fortify a structure, I have a video on that. I will pop it in the description below or in the comments. And also, one thing that is a little bit of a disappointment, but it does make the game a bit more realistic and quite cool, and I like it. Fully fortified structures no longer spawn loot, which I like. It's very cool. I think that makes the game a little bit more, oomph, a bit better. So it's a cool little feature that I'm quite open to, and I like it. Now, one thing that I haven't brought up yet, which I did have a bit of a bitch about in the devblog, and all the boys at A to Z, boys and girls at A to Z, I am very sorry, I take that back. The melee is really fucking cool. I like it a lot. And it is not automatic like I thought it was. I think it was the way it was worded in the devblog. It just made me think that it was a completely automatic movement. But it is not. You still need to press the fire key, which is very cool. It doesn't just automatically hit anything that comes near you. So I like that. It's awesome. It's very cool. I mean, the only thing that I could see having a problem with is if you are in close proximity with an ally and you're both shooting, you are going to need to back away from that ally a little bit just to get around the old sort of knuckle punch. But no, we'll see. We'll see how it works. Now, last but not least, there have been quite a few new little harvesting areas. So bin bags, trash piles, all sorts, not scaffolding, pallets, boxes, all the other little bits. A whole load of those have now been placed into the game, but with one crucial change. They now have a blue outline around the outside, which will help newer players identify them a lot easier. I must admit, I was running around and I saw a few things that I wouldn't normally notice or pick up on, which is very, very cool, and it's definitely going to help those newer players or people playing on hardcore get the most of their looting, which I love. We all love loot, right? Loot is the way forward, and that's what we want. Now, moving on to a couple of little bits with the Horde. They've sort of tweaked some of the noises there for the Horde, so it makes it a little bit better. They're not as aggressive and loud. I think it's the background Horde. I had my headphones on, and that was the main thing that I picked up. The background Horde wasn't as sort of in your face as it normally is, which is nice. You can focus on what's going on around you. Now the Horde map icon is now a lot clearer and shows the direction of the Horde. Now there's a whole load more of little random bits, but oh wait, we do have one more important bit that I didn't go over, which I should have gone over it with the melee, but I'm a penis and it's getting late in the day. Now what they have done is something very beautiful, and they have fixed the scopes for the compact scope and the APUG sight. Now this looks so much better than what it used to, as you could see in the video. It is awesome. It looks cool. You can actually do a little bit of sort of not so much sniping, but mid-range popping, some head popping, which is really nice. I like the way that it works. And also they have added a craftable metal pipe weapon, which, You know, who doesn't mind bonking some heads with a pipe? Pretty damn cool, right? Pretty damn cool. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. There is not really much else other than a whole bunch of environment fixes like clipping and floating props and things like that. But that's all, you know, as and when. If you've not seen it, you won't notice it and probably won't really be that interested anyway. But for today, that is all. Let me know what you think about 1.9 in the comments. Make sure you get on. Make sure you try it out. If you haven't, leave the guys a review. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord. I've been Wired. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching. Peace.